All right, so welcome back to the third episode of the School of Athens, and we are actually in Greece. Look at this view. What is this even, huh? This is
Crazy, dude.
crazy. This looks absolutely,
So
this
we
looks absolutely
flew all
amazing.
the way from South Africa just to film this one
Just for
podcast.
the podcast, just for the single episode, we flew to Greece for
So
this
if you can leave
podcast.
a like for that one, that will be much appreciated.
Yeah, so we're actually here on a client retreat with Andro's entire.
Like 7 guys, really good energy, and that's also a thing I want to talk about as well. We have made a few notes, but we're obviously gonna go like
Oh, it's hot.
just it's extremely hot here. Well, we're just gonna go off the rough, just
Yeah.
speak of things that come to mind. But like the one thing as well is just the accumulative energy of everyone.
Yeah.
Like you just if you like if everyone does something, you kind of feel like you also have to do it. Otherwise, you feel like a bitch, or you feel like like if everyone does it, you want to do it. So that's the thing with the accumulative energy of everyone.
That's very
thing-
big. Yeah, I think
important
that's
thing.
why a lot of these young entrepreneurs or a lot of these people are all super successful, well, especially like on a young age, because I see that's quite a trend now, is a lot of these guys, they travel, and then they network, whatever. I always thought that's just an excuse just to spend money. But I come to realize, okay, it's only it's Friday now, so we've only been here for like 5 days, but a lot of paradigms have been broken and changed. And also, and this is actually something I also want to speak about today, but it ties well into this already. You can only change your beliefs to what you were exposed to, and you can expose yourself to anything you want. And your reality is created by the collective beliefs and actions taken on those beliefs by the people in your environment. So your reality is physically created by the beliefs and actions taken with the people around you. So your reality can actually change when you put yourself in different circles with people that have,
On the same mission.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say if you want to change your reality, try being around more people that already live the life you want to live, because it's like almost gonna force you
Yeah,
to do the
to
things.
level up.
Yeah, and it's not even like it's I don't even know how to explain it, but it's literally like it just happens, like obviously you'll take action. Like it's not just book your next flight to Greece and come and spend some time in a villa like this. Like that's obviously not what I mean, but to surround yourself with these people, to take action and to brainstorm, to get ideas, speak about business, and it's almost impossible not to reach that level on after a couple of months.
Yeah, but it's also like the thing we previously mentioned as well, that lonely chapter where you kind of feel like
Yeah.
you can't get there yet.
That's a good point.
But when you actually get to that level, you kind of have to like squiggle your way in there,
Yeah,
just find a
yeah,
way
yeah,
to get
yeah.
in there, and then you are basically forced to level
A
up.
good way to do that is to actually pay money.
Yeah.
Buy a course, get into a community, and then you're actually in. That's sort of because, and it's exactly like we previously said about the lonely chapter. It's like you don't fit in with your friends anymore because you are different. Your beliefs that you've adopted and things you want to achieve and that you are doing right now is different to what they are currently doing. No hard feelings to them, but it is what it is. And you don't have the results to fit into the actual environment and networking or like circle you want to fit into. So to get there is to either get the results or then use money to purchase yourself in that
Yeah.
network.
And also the best networking tips I can give. Like we are rather new to this. Like we've just been. This is my first year of traveling really. So I'm not that big into networking. Like I'm very new to this. But the best networking tip I can give you is to become the type of person who other people want to be around.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like a lot of people, they get DMs from other. They get DMs. They're like, I want to be part of your guys' circle, but you need to give value in order to actually get in there. Like you don't want to spend time around someone who
Yeah.
doesn't have any value to provide. So first become someone worth value and actually someone who has some experience in some field or whatever who can provide value to others, and then you will attract the right people. Right?
That's a good point. I 100% agree with that. I also think analyzing just this entire situation and also just, how can I explain this? Okay, let's take Andro for example. If you just see how he operates around these people, everyone's like on the same level here, but also me with limiting beliefs came here and thinking like, oh, these guys, you're like next level, making big money, like
Yeah,
big
yeah.
guys in the agency space. And then you almost come in here with this sense of a little bit of like, not insecurity, but like, okay, you need to be on your game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then it comes to a point from, okay, then you separate the people that are faking it and that who's all about it. Because now when you actually get into conversations with people, if you actually just speak from a place of knowledge and actually experience, you're not nervous because you're talking from a place of experience. You've already done it. You've already been there. So it's not like you're on your toes, like, oh, is this going to be a good conversation, or And seeing Andro in action, for example, like he's already walked the walk. So there is value to be given from him being here.
Yeah.
So I don't think like when we got here we weren't nervous at all, anymore. Like it completely changed.
And also another thing I can add to that is every single one of you have your own specific area of knowledge.
Yeah.
So Quinton, for example, is obviously very knowledgeable in the health and the wellness and that kind of thing. So, and that's like some entrepreneurs don't have the time to focus on that because focus is obviously important. You can't spread yourself thin over a lot. So Quinton has deep knowledge in like the health and the fitness stuff. So he can share that knowledge with the rest of the people who are more focused on money, which is obviously nothing wrong with that. But he can then add his expertise in that area. So that's valuable, you see. So don't just have to make a lot of money, right? You can have, even if you're just like a meditation coach or something, you can
or yoga
help
or
entrepreneurs
anything.
with that, because they are just focused on the future and not really being present. That's something I also struggle with. Like I can't really, I struggle with enjoying it because I'm always thinking of what I need to do. So yeah, you can help in that area again. So yeah, it's not just about money.
Everything has a everything has a trade-off. That's just what it is, and you can actually
No, that looks comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can, bro. We in Greece. We need to chill out, man. This is good. So everything has a trade-off, and you can actually, if you know that, you can actually capitalize on that and then monetize that. So, for example, if you know that, like, for example, business people or especially like entrepreneurs, they tend to be extremely disciplined and goal-orientated, and that means that they struggle to switch off and take time off to just focus and be in the moment. And also, they usually just write off everything that doesn't take them close to the goal, and that might be health, for example, or fitness. So, for example, if you come to something like this, or this can be like a business model, is if you want to work with rich people, you just need to help them achieve more of their goals faster. And whether that be focusing on the things that they don't have time to focus on, or physically improving systems or things that they are currently doing but they don't want to do to save time to focus on, bigger projects. So, for example, like I'm here doing all the videos and content and stuff like that.
And you definitely influence some of the people with like the health stuff as well.
Yeah,
people eating carrots,
making steak and food and stuff. So that's also obviously very
most
good.
people would like your general entrepreneurs, like just other people, they would probably order like Uber Eats, like DoorDash,
bruh, can't do that.
stuff like that. But when you see someone eating healthy and you are next to them eating McDonald's, you're gonna feel like bad.
Yeah.
And, that's where the forcing of the level up comes from.
Yeah.
When you see someone, making money doing, eating healthy,
Because
like
you don't want to be, you don't want to be the guy to not eat a steak and carrots now. Now you're gonna go and eat some seed balls. Are you crazy? You can't do that. So, and I think that's also where, I don't want to say ego or pride, but I think that's where that can be beneficial, because you want to be proud of yourself, but also you want to have your ego intact to be like seen as successful around these people. So then you don't eat seed balls, because they're not eating it. So that's also like a good way to look at it. But just to answer the previous question also with monetizing the both popularities, if you can have a look at just the pros and cons of every situation, and then you can monetize, the trade-off. You can monetize the thing that they are trading out of, So, for example, entrepreneur, like Andro just said now, with the mindset stuff, or not being able to be present or not focusing on your health, you can provide value by doing those things. And so I think that's a good way to look at that.
Yeah, and I think we can also, this podcast is probably like around like 8 minutes now, I think. I have a pretty good understanding of time, because like I time my steaks every now and then. So like when I cook my steaks, it's like 3-minute timers. So if it's like around 8 minutes now, I'll be satisfied with that.
There we go.
But so anyway, I think we can talk about the like the trip here, like how we started. We almost missed our flight.
We flew to Ethiopia, boys. That was crazy. First of all, before getting into that, we're wearing these sunglasses. Obviously, we're gonna probably burn now. But
no, it's a mindset. Yeah.
It's a mindset. But it looks good, eh? Come on, we need to wear the glasses in the sun. But never wear glasses in the sun, guys, because now your brain thinks you're in the shade and you're gonna burn. But it is what it is. It's a give and take, eh? So we flew to. How late did we fly from Cape Town to Ethiopia?
3 p.m.
3 p.m. How late did we get there? It's like what, like 8 or 9 p.m. Yeah, 9 p.m.
It was like
We landed and we paid I think Andro paid like 120 rand for water.
Yeah.
And
what
we
do
were
you
like, okay,
mean?
we're not in Cape Town anymore, boys. Like, this is crazy.
This is a different
Yeah, we
world.
can't even hydrate ourselves here, guys.
And the
You need to
first thing
focus,
we
boys.
also saw was the pastries. Yeah.
Yeah, and the pastries. I'm telling you, like, everyone wants to travel, but the thing is if you can barely support yourself financially in South Africa, like, don't even,
Yeah.
like, it's not even worth it, bro. Like, yo, it's crazy. But, yo, I mean, when we got to, the first thing we noticed when we landed, even in Ethiopian airport, is the pastry quality. Oh, my goodness. You can't even compare it to South Africa. We need to change something.
We thought we had good pastries in South Africa.
No,
but
it's not it. I think that's a good business model for anyone listening. Start some, like, I don't know, food in goed van Ethiopia or something. We need to start a good pastry shop. So yeah, we looked at pastries. Water was mad expensive, and we almost missed that flight. Was it that flight?
No, it was the Thessaloniki flight. It was from Athens.
Oh, yeah.
We almost missed that flight. We thought it was the time schedule was different, so it was like an hour difference, and we thought we were like a lot of time. We were exploring the airport, and then we heard our flight, and we were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
We were just like running through the airport.
And we were struggling to get our boarding pass also in the, was it Athens or Thessaloniki?
I almost lost my MacBook as well.
Yeah, he almost lost his dad. It was crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
We actually experienced it. It was when we actually arrived the first day in the villa. I mean, I wish you guys could see this. Maybe we'll throw in some B-roll of the thing. I don't know. I think this would be good. But when we actually got here the first day, it almost felt like we were already like 3 days like traveling and making content and stuff with all the, I don't know, it was crazy. Oh, and we also did a 48-hour fast.
Yeah.
That was good. I don't know if you guys experience a lot of like jet lag or anything like that. I do believe jet lag is caused by the time zone differences and like your body and the literally like your body and everything just doesn't know where you are, what's going on, jumping time zones, and you're eating these different foods that your body's not used to from different places and animals. And I think that just freaks your body completely out. And I mean, Andro could also talk about how the fast was for him, but I think if you ever travel like that, fasting for the entire trip might be a game changer. Because I mean, we're not sick.
Or just
no, just a flight,
Yeah. I mean, Greece food is nice. We
Yeah,
have to talk about that as well.
Expensive, but very nice. But then if you do the fast, you are limiting the chances of you becoming sick. And that must be the worst thing ever, is to get to a trip like this and be sick. You know, I think it might be inevitable because I haven't been sick in the past like year and 6 months. And I must say, my throat is a bit sore.
Yeah, a lot of people
And that's not good. I don't know, like, come on. But I must say also it's because I ate like a couple of Seedwall chips a couple of days. You know, so I mean, that might be part of it. But I think fasting is good.
Yeah,
You know?
I did it more of like for the spiritual experience as well.
Okay.
And then also for the, I don't want to eat plain food.
Yeah.
My mom also said, like, you have to experience everything. I'm like, experiencing everything doesn't mean eating plain seed oil food.
Yeah, fair enough. How would you want to experience that? You already experienced that your entire life, eating pap and oaties. Don't eat this broekies goed, man. Stay away from the lughawe food.
Yeah.
And also, surely is it legal to vacuum pack a kilogram of biltong and droewors? That's like the best macro food you can ever eat. If you go overseas, like vacuum pack like biltong and droewors, if you don't know what that is, it's like beef jerky. That's like the best food you can eat. I've been eating that, snacking on that every single day now as well. But we've been eating out in dinners in the evening every single day in Greece, and the food is crazy.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. I don't know if it is just the restaurants that we went to.
Probably
that was very
also
good.
the restaurants.
Yeah, because we did go to quite good, expensive
I had
restaurants.
the best. I'm like a big cheesecake guy. And I probably had the best cheesecake I've ever
But that
had.
wasn't like just a cheesecake. That was like a little bit of ice cream
Yeah.
and something. Yeah. That was. I'm telling you, the pastries, the desserts here. I don't know. South Africans should change the game or something. That was ridiculous. But steaks here are wonderful. And the Greek yogurt. This is Greek. All the yogurt here is Greek. I mean, it tastes completely different.
Actual Greek yogurt.
Yeah. That's crazy. And it's definitely different. I wonder the eggs are also different here. I don't know. The food is really good here, but it just feels amazing. I don't know. Like obviously, this is like we came here out of the paradigm of obviously being a bit more like tourism. You know, like coming from a place of this is not our home, we are visitors. So I think for us, experiencing this view and being so chilled like this, like obviously we're also working here, but this is completely different than to, for example, for the people actually living here. Like, I wonder how that feels,
But also, my mom sent me over like the 21 things you need to know about Greece, and like one of the things was, there's two things that I can remember. That was cool. Like, there's 1,200 islands, and only 200 of them are actually inhabited by people. So there's 1,000 islands that we can
we
actually
need to go
out
claim
here
an
and-
island. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
we need to claim an island.
We need to go claim an
100%.
island. Stay tuned for episode 4. That would be claiming an island in Greece.
And the other thing was the population of Greece is like 80% tourists and 20% actual people, locals.
That's
that actually
crazy.
live here. So yeah, 80% of people are tourists.
You know what's crazy? We actually haven't seen one school, university, yesterday we were at a big supermarket.
Little.
But not a, huh?
Little.
Little, yeah, little. What? You little. I don't even-
Lidle.
But no, we haven't seen one
School.
shopping center.
Imagine a school of Athens. What do you mean?
Oh my goodness.
Like there has to be.
We need to start a school here, right? School community coming soon. School community.
School?
No.
Wow, okay.
Okay, chill out, chill out.
Good idea.
Okay, wait. Let's get into another topic here.
I think a lot of people also think that, to live this, lavish lifestyle, you have to work like 24/7. That's not the case. When you are working, like you usually have people working for you as well. Like you have outsourced some tasks. Like most people just have to do sales calls really, and some communication calls with the team and that kind of stuff. So, but obviously at the start, to actually get everything up and running, you have to kind of work a lot. Like you have to do everything yourself. Once you have some capital to invest, you invest it into team. So then they basically handle most of the back end work. That means like the actual, the client work. And all you have to do is basically just talk with people. So with that said, people aren't working 24/7. I also don't think that's healthy. So yeah, that's basically what I can.
I think
share
that's a
on
good.
that.
That's a good point. So me analyzing the situation, seeing these 6 extremely. And like these guys are young. We got like a 19-year-old here, a couple 20-year-olds. I think Ricardo. How much? He was
24.
20. He was 24. He's the oldest of the bunch. I'm turning 23 this year. I'm the second oldest, and this massive villa was I don't even know how how much this villa has cost, but just to see everyone working and you would think renting a villa like this in Greece, like they'd be pumping every single day, working extremely hard. But I see, and that might be different if for when they started. But it's like Andro just said now, I think what they are doing is they are just, because there's obviously a lot of work that needs to be done, but as soon as they made money, they use that money to buy them more time by outsourcing the work and getting other people to do that so that they can just focus on the 80-20, which is literally just make more money by selling more.
And you know what the funny thing is? Most of these guys started like their business a year ago.
Yo, that is crazy.
A year.
Yeah,
like,
that is.
A year to live here? What do you mean? Like people think, and a lot of people like when you work like a traditional job
That
or
is
whatever,
crazy.
nothing wrong with that, but you need to save like 20, 30 years of working, and then there's like no way you can live here. Right?
I also think, hard work and producing value is actually what it is. Is to produce value to the people and community around you is very important and is good. Is good work. You need to produce value. But I also think there's smart ways to do that. And if, for example, the goal is to live in a place like this, be smart about it and don't. People need to do certain work, without them doing, flipping burgers.
Someone
or
needs to
stuff.
flip the patties.
Yeah, like if that's fair enough. But don't, how should you even say that? It mustn't be like,
not about
it's a virtuous, someone needs to work hard and you're seeing that as a good thing and that's why it's honorable or whatever. It's honorable to do this as well, Like don't become so limited in your mind by saying that because you're working a normal job and that is honorable. Yes, it is honorable, but this is also honorable. It's okay for you to take more money and to make more. And to be living like this.
No,
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
a lot
but
of people just fall back on,
that's
it's
the thing
honorable.
about money. That's the thing. I think rich people are evil in a sense. That's also an extremely limiting belief because.
And if you're getting triggered by that right now, that in and of itself is a limiting belief and a paradigm you need to get rid of.
Completely. Because like people make a lot of money just as provided more value in return to other people. Because if you think about it, who has money? People. So in order for them to go into their bank account and send you their hard-earned money that they use their time and energy for to you, you have to provide them with value.
Yeah.
So that means the people who has made the most money has provided the most value to the society. It's literally a trade. So you will only buy something if you think the price of that is less than the money you're giving it. So you are, if you give money to someone, you are receiving more value. That's what you think, right? So that's literally it. People who make a lot of money just has provided more value, and that's an honorable thing.
I agree. Let me just see if the camera is still good. Guys, be in Greece. I don't know if we said that before, but we are in Greece. This is crazy. It's beautiful.
And some places look like, where we come from, Durbanville.
Nah, it looks I mean, I'm borderline Kraaifontein. This almost, this looks, and this is actually very relatable. I'm literally, if anyone knows where that is, I'm close to Cape Gate. Okay, I'm almost living in Kraaifontein. Look where I am right now. Okay, this is crazy. And I promise you, you have this idea of Greece and islands and yachts and stuff, and it's like, most of these places are looking like Kraaifontein, bro.
Yeah, like some...
Oh, God. It's not bad. It's not I mean...
It's like Mauritius. It's like Mauritius as well. It's like a very luxurious hotels, and then you have the complete rundown areas.
Yes.
It's the same in all.
Yeah.
I think South Africa is the biggest wealth gap ever in the world.
But that's also because you got the city, and then you got Bishop Lavis, or or you got shacks.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one shack.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I think the wealth here is much lower, but it's averaged out. Where in South Africa you'll see Camps Bay, and then if you go just a bit on, you'll see Kalicha, or you know what I mean. And then it's
different.
Shacks and stuff, and then it's mansions. And the mansions there, if you go to Camps Bay, you don't see places like that here. I haven't seen a mansion here like that. Obviously, the place where we are is good, and I can see a couple here, mansion. But it's one or two. I don't know, it's weird. But
it's not the image I had of Greece at all.
No.
It's still
and I think
beautiful.
South Africa is very underrated, and I think it's difficult for us to appreciate what we have because we don't have the contrasting image to compare it to, It's you don't know if something is hot if you've never experienced something colder than that. Then it just is. And for us living in South Africa, there's people that stays in Durbanville that has never climbed Table Mountain. That is a freaking, bruh, that is a sin. That is not good. Okay, climb Table Mountain. You don't see
at least
stuff
Lion's Head.
At least Lion's Head. Have you climbed Table Mountain? Be honest with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 times.
Okay. I really think South Africa is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. Just remember, I've only been to Greece and Thailand, so I'm also limited. My contrasting is, the contrasting image is not enough for me to really say.
We only compare it from Durbanville to...
But still, South Africa is beautiful, eh?
Yeah.
Especially, and everywhere. Remember, you can go to East Coast, West Coast, except for if there wasn't corruption in South Africa, it would be the best country in the world. But, I quite miss South Africa already, but this place is absolutely beautiful. And how long do you think a person should travel? What do you think?
This is the first year we've been actually traveling, so I'm experimenting a bit. So this is a 7-day trip. Yeah. And then I have
let's say 9 days with the flights and everything.
Okay, so include that.
Yeah.
Okay, so 9 days. I think that's good because I like my routine a lot. So that's it's difficult to really enjoy, a more freedom aspect of it.
And exactly what the trade-off is. Business owner, very disciplined, needs to have his routine, wants to see results as fast as possible. That's the trade-off again.
Yeah.
So, but continue.
Yeah, I think that makes me more fulfilled than actually traveling. But also that's why I'm experimenting, right?
Yeah. Because, I mean, and after this, we're going to Thailand for...
10 days?
Yeah.
And
let's say we're traveling. Yeah, 10 days there, traveling for about 12 to 13. And then Bali after that. Yeah. So that's going to be a bit of a longer trip because that's going to be combined both. That's going to be a month.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So that's going to be long.
Gonna be
and this is already feeling quite long, eh?
Yeah.
But this is good. But there's just going to be us. The first bit, 2 weeks can be with our families, and then it's going to be just us in Bali.
Yeah.
But that will also be good. Then we just get a nice place close to a gym and stuff like that. I think that's also something to take in consideration. Is especially if you and this is a quote that I valued a lot when I started working, or starting my business and doing what I'm doing right now. Is you achieve freedom by becoming a slave to your routine. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that's So it's just sacrificing the thing.
Yeah.
That one.
And it's actually.
We should explain that. Actually,
yeah.
It's you work for freedom, but then you sacrifice your freedom for the work.
Wait.
We need to explain this.
Wait. Just think quickly.
Because everyone wants freedom. Okay, that's the thing. That's the goal. Okay, that's the goal. So, but in order to achieve freedom, you need to be disciplined. That's the trade-off.
And you become enslaved by but by the discipline.
So you're disciplined, but then you sacrifice the freedom for the discipline, and you're just disciplined forever. But then you forget the goal of freedom. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm just discipline. So when I'm free, it's like what's happening.
And
you know?
that all comes down again to what is it when you're like striving for a goal, what are you doing? You're basically just what are you doing? You're basically just that's just delayed gratification. You are willingly giving up the present moment or your freedom consciously, willingly for a better potential future moment. And the thing is that especially like in that process, you go through a routine of dopamine detox where like you're not really on your phone, but not even like consciously. It's just like you're just working,
Yeah.
and then you receive dopamine from results. Hitting the gym is as good as watching Netflix, and there comes a point where you make a switch and all of a sudden you physically can't enjoy watching Netflix anymore because you're almost like you're irritated. You need to work.
It's like in
And
Stellenbosch when
exactly, and that is not necessarily a good thing. Don't get me wrong. That's a trade-off. That's a trade-off that you made to achieve a certain goal. Because I do believe it's good to watch Netflix every now and then and tap into gratification every now and then, like being here. But explain the story. We were in Stellenbosch in the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
That we physically couldn't switch off.
Yeah. Yeah, so before that one, I think a good rule of thumb is to live 50% of your life as if you're gonna die tomorrow. Like that's the thing the Stoics also do a lot. They meditate on death a lot in the morning. So like if you think your dad's gonna die tomorrow, like you would be, would be,
Who said
you'd
that?
spend a lot of time.
Ty
with
Lopez said
probably
something
like
like
Socrates or something. and then 50% of your life as if you're gonna live forever.
Yeah. Oh, no, who said that? Ty Lopez, right?
Yeah. So that comes down to balance again.
That is, and that is also.
And that's difficult.
That is so much more difficult than living intensely in any, like, chilling extremely hard and working extremely hard. Like, doing either one of those is way easier than having balance.
It's like the monk mode is basically living your life as if you're gonna live forever because you're only doing it for the future. Right? Monk mode, like sacrifice everything basically. Sacrifice all present for future. So that's easier than sacrificing 50/50. That's easier. So people think balance it's like it's easier. It's like no, that's way more difficult because you're doing 100% present, 100%.
I don't know, like, okay, so you guys need to bear with me now because this is a new thought that just came to me from the ether. I'm going to claim it and I'm going to try and verbalize it
I still got the
quickly.
Stellenbosch story.
Okay, so just keep that in mind. But I think, especially like these polarizing beliefs or ideas, and for example, like we just said now, it's much easier to go into monk mode than it is to have balance or to work in the intense polarities of both. And I think the person that suffers from that disease the most is people that can't be average in something. Because if you are someone that needs to be good in everything you do, then unconsciously you are writing off everything else in your life except that one thing. So if you look at athletes or people that are high achievers, they need to be the best in that one thing. And so they are willing to write off everything else except for that thing. Where a lot of people that are okay with just being average, which is also a good thing. I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but of just being normal, they won't necessarily be in the situation. You know what I mean? Because they can't go through those work periods of intensity. And that is needed. You can't, like, that's the thing, like, for the first 3 months of business, you need to be
then you need to,
psychotic.
It needs to be like 90% sacrifice and 10% freedom. But now we're more like, maybe
because
70%
now you got money
freedom.
to purchase back the intensity and the time. That's all it is, actually.
Yeah.
And, I'm very grateful to at least have someone to support me in that, or girlfriend, because I think that's a lot of people, if you go through relationships in that time period and you don't have like a strong structure, like that will crumble and you will lose friends, you will lose girlfriends or wives or family members because like you're a bit of a dick,
Yeah.
Like,
it's difficult to be present with your family sometimes.
Because you don't want to be agitated, and when you go to bed, like, you're a bit of a dick now, or you was, but like in that moment, like, you're just like, I just need the email, and then that, I just need to do that, and
finish the work.
Your brain can't shut down, and that is not a healthy place. Switch down. Or switch, switch from because...
Switch from goal to like present.
Yes.
That takes time because you need to you need to
learn.
Downtime. Like it needs some time to elapse. You can't be like let's say I'm working like doing working on a project or working on like something and like my mom comes in the door like it's very difficult to actually start a conversation, actually be present with her at that moment.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
Because I can't just switch like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that, yeah. And so that is something to really take into consideration, because I also think, and this is a completely different topic that we could get into, but for example, a common theme that's came up in my life or like the past couple of like months is sort of like not surrender, but to lay down your ego and pride. Because I also think, especially going into business, and this is once again just a trade-off. It's not a good or a bad thing. If you take someone like Donald Trump, or okay, I don't want to go completely on that side, but like, or like Andrew Tate, or like strong personalities.
people.
Yeah, like they are very successful in what they do, but the trade-off is they might be so strong personality-wise and intact with their ego. A byproduct from that might be they might be bad people, or not bad people, but like ego, like full of themselves, you know. But to be able to operate in that environment, you need to be so convinced of your beliefs in yourself and what you can bring to the table that, you know what I mean?
It all comes down to what's your goal. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Like, what do you want
I don't
out
want
of
to do
life?
that, you know. I don't want to be that guy. I want to so I think you need to find the balance in that, because I don't know if you can be a soft-hearted guy in heavy business.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
like,
difficult.
Like name one guy that you know, like we haven't met. You've actually spoke to Ty Lopez. How was he on that call? Obviously, there wasn't an extreme business conversation, but would you see him as a bit of like a soft-hearted guy?
No, definitely not.
Like they're hard, you know.
They
like
need
Alex
to be harsh
Hormozy,
at the top.
and that's
Like,
that's tough, you know. 'Cause
that's a trade-off again.
I
But
don't
before
know.
we get into that, like, we can talk about the Stellenbosch
Oh,
story. Like,
yeah. Okay, well,
we were-
wait. Just give a brief idea. Okay, that's just about the not being able to switch. And
Yeah. So not being able to switch off, basically. So, so another thing about that, before we get
Everything has millions of stories.
Yeah, but like you need to almost like a good thing to do is almost stop work at 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. Like just completely stop.
Yeah.
And just switch off and not just say, oh, I'm just gonna answer this email. But anyway, so about the Stellenbosch story, like we intentionally said, that's the reason why I said that. But we intentionally said we're not going to work. And that was difficult, yeah. Like we were sitting in a jacuzzi, like the best view ever. We had
Literally,
everything.
like this is good. This is something different. But like those of you that know Stellenbosch as like the university, like what's that Kuierplekke? I don't even know what you call Bohemia, De Lapa. That's not Stellenbosch. Okay.
No.
We went to like the most beautiful Airbnb in Stellenbosch for the Friday, Saturday, and I think the Sunday we drove
the
back
weekend,
to
yeah.
Durbanville. Yeah. The most beautiful view. We sat in a jacuzzi. You know the jacuzzi that you make with like your own fire? So it's like you can regulate the own heat. So you don't even know how hot you are getting, because like your body like regulates your own, like, you know, like you get used to the heat and then we
Yeah.
get cold so then the problem is that we get to heat it even more. So we like in a sauna steam room.
We're like
for 4
sweating
hours.
in the jacuzzi.
And
it's like a sauna for
we-
like 4 hours.
And the thing is, we were literally sitting there, and some of you might not even believe this, but we couldn't just sit there and do nothing. You know, we couldn't just be there. We
Yeah.
weren't drinking, we didn't drink, and we were just sitting there, and we were like, okay, you know, like just like that, like
Basically like that.
just sitting there, and we were having a conversation, and then every like couple of minutes, you're like, okay, what? Like, let's go play chess.
We
Or
must
let's
do
go-
something. We
Like,
must do
we're
something.
not necessarily like, oh, we need to go answer emails. We're like, okay, let's go play chess, or let's go braai. You know, let's go get some food. Let's go walk.
Yeah,
Let's
there
go
was
do push-ups.
literally like there was nothing to do.
Yeah, there was. We already ate. We already did everything we
we
needed to
did,
do.
yeah.
We had like our sparkling water and coffee, whatever we wanted.
We could literally
was
sleep
with
in there
us.
if we wanted
Yeah.
to.
Everything we had was there, and we were still like,
We need to do something.
Like, and it's that. That is what it is. That thing that is difficult is to be able to work. Boom, present.
Yeah.
How difficult is that? That is crazy.
See, that's why some people just opt out of that completely. And just
Completely.
say boom, go work.
Yeah.
And that I think it comes down to balance.
That's
yeah.
not good. That's not life. You know?
Because like that's the thing again. Why are you working?
Why are you working? Why are you gay?
Well, then Alex Hormozy says again like just work. Like work is the goal.
But that is the paradigm he chose to adopt.
Yeah.
And his wife is also a workaholic. And so like I could see them having kids, you know? having
They're
a
not having
family.
kids. They're not having kids.
You see, so that is once again a paradigm they have adopted. I think it's the most important thing that you can do in the world to have kids. You know, I think, or at least at the stage at the moment, I think so, and something I really looking forward to doing. And so you want to be present in their lives, in your family's lives, in your friends' lives. Work is important, and it's important to have something that's purposeful to you. And the way you make money is also very important. But I don't think that should be everything your life should be about. Because if you had, and this is a good question to ask you. I think Andro asked me this actually a couple of months ago. If you had all the money in the world, it's a very cliche. Oh, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do?
Like $1 billion.
But like legit, answer, I mean, you've heard that question a lot of times. You might have said, oh, I would pursue singing, whatever. But like, literally think about this for a second. What would you do if you had all the money in the world? Forget about staying in a good place, in a villa or whatever in Greece.
Well, you can do that. Like,
well, you can.
buy the villa, buy the car, go to the destinations.
Ooh,
okay,
and then what? Yeah,
And
that's a good question.
and
Then,
then
what? What are you going to do then? Are you just going to work still? Do your emailings, sales calls, whatever? Like, fair enough, maybe. But that is a good place to just start and build your foundation from. You know, for me, when you asked me that question, well, I said I like making movies and I like looking good and being healthy, you know? And so I'm trying to pursue a life where I can do those things, and the byproduct of that must be something like this. And like 3 months later, look where I manifested this thing. It's crazy. So it is possible. You know, it's not, I mean, it is what it is.
You know, some people call it a quarter life crisis.
A quarter life crisis.
Like a midlife, but like people are so young making money nowadays, they call it a quarter life crisis. It's like you make enough money, because like that's the thing, that's a very important topic actually. So when you're broke, the only thing on your mind is money.
Yeah.
So you don't have any other problems besides money. All right.
You still have those problems,
but
you just don't think about them.
Yeah, you have them, but you're not aware of them.
Yes.
And it's your brain because why focus on that?
Because
when
the most
main-
important thing is the money.
Yeah, it's like you need to like that survival need. You have to tick that off.
And
so once that's ticked off, it's actually a lot more problems, because when you're broke, you only have one.
Yeah.
But when you are like financially well off, you have like 100. But it's much less problems. So that's where people go into like the quarter life. You're like, why am I on this planet? You know?
Yeah.
But
Why am I here?
Yeah, people don't get to that stage because then they, Naval also said, like, get people rich first. Then they can start focusing on things they actually want, because you can't operate out of a state of lack.
Yeah.
You can't think straight.
You can't do that. That's good.
So you first need to make money. Like that's very important. That's why a lot of people have these courses and the business they do is to make the money first, and then you can focus on the things that are actually more important.
This is a good topic we can also get into. Why do you think there is, and this is the first time in history, that people like 16-year-olds can make millions.
Like we 22-year-olds are telling our clients who are like 50
what
do
to
this in business.
And now
like,
if you
that's
look,
the first time ever.
And everyone here, everyone that's here has clients that are twice their age, maybe even 3 times. 19-year-old guys definitely working with a guy 3 times his age. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Why is that even possible? Do you have an answer to that?
Yeah,
I've got a good answer. Yeah.
Technology, social media.
Our age and the people our age, the only reason why it's possible for us to make this amount of money is because of technology. The older generations don't know how to utilize technology like we do. It's second nature to us. They don't know how to utilize AI or social media, how to post on Instagram, stuff like that. So if you can build a business around those things, you will be able to charge so much money for the people. Because who has all the money?
The
older people. They've been gathering it for years, working for it. You just need to get something, tap into the money and get some for you. And use the things that they don't know what to do, to utilize. They don't know how to utilize software, AI, stuff like that. And you don't have to be a software developer. Learn it, AI or something to do it for you. You just need to know how to sell that thing to them.
You
They
can
want a
be
solution.
like proficient in any skill in 20 hours of work. Like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
20
Yeah, we
hours
said
of
that,
work, people think like, oh, I need to be an expert. Like you just need to be slightly better than the person you're helping.
Yeah.
And also, sometimes you don't even have to be. They just don't want to do it themselves because
That's
they have
good.
other things to do. So they will pay you money, which is time and energy that they use. That we use our time and energy then, so that like we can work on their business, and they will provide money for that, and that's how you make money. And solve.
Just like that. It's like-
and it appears in your account.
that's what it is.
Okay.
A client
But like,
makes-
there's a lot of tactical stuff like, get your client, send the email, Interest in the email, sales call, get the money, service delivery, that kind of stuff.
So we were sitting in the jacuzzi yesterday with all of the boys, and Andro literally just came and he showed me a message. He was like, a client just said, it's payment week.
Yeah.
Let's go. Where can I send you the money? And I'm like, what? What is life?
Yeah, he literally said, what did he say? Oh yeah, he said, you should follow up on this date, I'm busy or whatever, and then I followed up on that date, and I'm like, when you're ready to move forward, you need to schedule another call or whatever, and he's like, oh, it's payment week, I'll hop on a call Tuesday, and then we can go from there.
It's just like that, and we're literally sitting, and that is what this entire business model embodies, is being able to sit in a jacuzzi and a client messaging you and saying, please, let me give you my money,
While
That's
you're
what
sitting in a jacuzzi,
and
in a villa in Greece.
And so I think a lot of...
And I did that in 1 year.
That is...
it's actually... Yeah.
It's actually crazy. You were like right there, like, what even? Like, but it is what it is,
It's all downhill from here, yeah. No, I'm kidding.
No. Limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
That right there, me saying, oh, limiting beliefs, like, that is what it is. Everyone does that, yeah. Me sitting like with bad posture. Like,
no,
Nick would be like, bro, what are you doing with your bad posture? Like, sit straight. Or if someone says something like, how much you want to make in 2 years, someone maybe say like 10 million, then it will be like, whoa, limiting belief. What do you mean? Like, make 100 more. Why not?
And everyone's like, in the jacuzzi as well, they're like, why aren't you at like $100,000 a month? They're just like, why aren't you there? I'm like,
brokey, you brokey. You were brokey.
Like 500K a month, bro.
And this is what it is. It sounds crazy to everyone that's not doing what we're doing,
Yeah, like that kind
and
of
it sounds the word I'm looking for is what is the word like when you're like crazy or
crazy. Delusional.
Delusional. So
yeah.
it sounds delusional. What, you're making 100,000 a month? Like when you're like,
and that's
but
dollars, no?
$100,000
like, a month.
What? But the thing is, and really let this sink in. We are all delusional, okay? You are delusional. You are living in your own delusion, and that delusion might not be benefiting you. So change the delusion. That's all it is.
Yeah, we're all living in our own delusion.
You believe that making 40,000 Rand a month is a lot of money. And fair enough, because I don't think it's not, because a lot of people don't have that. And I think it's ignorant to be able to say 40,000 Rand is not a lot of money. It's good money, but by saying it's a lot of money, you're putting it on a pedestal. So that's why I believe it's not a lot of money, because then you'll never reach more, because you already think it's so much.
And that's also difficult, like when you say that around people, oh, it's not a lot, or like you arrogant.
Yeah, you're arrogant. What are you saying? You don't, and maybe you mustn't even say it around people. Like, I don't even know how that is.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's disrespectful towards them and you don't mean it. It's not like when you're saying 10K a month is a lot of money. You're not being disrespectful to the people that, because
because you are operating out of your paradigm,
yes.
You see? So, and then when you say that and they are like, like they are just flabbergasted. Like, what do you mean? Like my entire monthly savings.
Like I would never go to like some of my friends, and be like, oh, 40K a month is a lot of money. Like that would just be stupid. That would be a stupid move.
It all comes down to how you say it.
Yeah, because for me, believing that just means that and it's out of a good place for myself to try and make more. It's not to look down on anyone else. So I think that's a good way. I wanted to speak about something else as well. Let me just see how long the recording is. All right, they just think, oh, wait. Do you guys want to quickly say hello on the podcast?
Yeah.
Come introduce yourselves. Oh, wait. First of all, Andro just guessed the number of the recording all the time.
It's like cooking steaks.
Like what even? Okay, so this is the boys. It's some of the boys. Did you get to introduce yourselves? Just to say who you are, what you're doing.
My name is Elias. I'm a professional traveler. And we're here in Greece. It's amazing. You're listening to the best podcast on earth. Where's bro?
Let's go.
Yeah, well, I'm Keegan. I'm some random guy who only made money a month ago, and now I'm in Greece with a bunch of other sick dudes. So,
there we go.
Sick, bro.
Sebastian, been in the sales game for 2 years. First year and a half closed, 40 million Rand.
Who did you work for?
Charlie Morgan.
Charlie Morgan. Yeah. 40 million Rand. That's crazy. Thanks, boys.
Not too bad.
Cool, man. Yeah, so everyone's from across the world. We've got people from Dubai, And
A lot of South Africans, actually.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Both of the boys that was speaking now are Joburg locals. You know, let's go, let's go. We're trying to convince him to come back, but come to Cape Town. They need to come stay in Cape Town. I think one is staying in London and the other one is staying in Dubai.
South Africans now.
Yeah. So
it's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
I see a lot of.
Literally, it's possible. You've heard this a million times, but we got 2 Joburg boykies, 2 Durbanville guys, borderline Kraaifontein. Like,
Yeah,
that's
like,
what it is.
it's
Yes,
possible.
you're Kamper. Where are you
Yeah.
from? You from Pinehurst?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Oh, wait, Eitzig.
yeah.
Eitzig, yeah.
And it's a lot of the comments on my YouTube as well. Like, South Africans are always like, South African when you tell people it's possible, because like people look down on them almost, or not look down, but I think it's underprivileged area. It's like
Yeah.
difficult to go
Yeah.
from there, and
Yeah.
but like Elon Musk is born there. What do you mean, yeah?
Yeah,
So
that
it's-
is a good point. He's from Pretoria.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
crazy.
first heart surgery is done here. Like South Africa is extremely underrated. So it's 100% possible.
we need to level up South Africa, okay?
Yeah.
It is what it is. We need to make South Africa great.
That's
It's
right.
a beautiful country. It is beautiful people, and also another thing, I can't believe how not uptight, but people don't smile here, except for the boys in the villa, obviously. But like when we out and about, people aren't liquor. You know? Like if you go to Durbanville
Norse,
or
yeah.
like South Africa, it's especially people like at the toll when you have a conversation,
Yeah.
or like when you're just in a restaurant or just seeing people, like people are actually happy. And when you're sitting there and like you're probably like, what do you mean people are happy? It's like that is happy. If you come here, it's not that. So imagine how not happy people are here. You know?
But I think it's a form of envy as well. Like we were driving in the Porsche. Like, what do you mean? So people look. I think it's envy. It's like you young guys, like they're sitting behind the till, and we are just paying the monthly salary on groceries.
Yeah, maybe.
And then we're just young and laughing and like almost look stupid, So I think that's
Yeah.
almost envy. Then they
yeah,
look
okay,
at you.
maybe that's.
But
also
that's
true.
a them problem, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
So because
And
like
that was actually good. We rented a 911 yesterday, blood red 911. The footage looks insane, and that's the first time I rode in. I think it's the first time I rode in a supercar. Yeah, I've never rode. Oh no, we rode the R8.
yeah.
Yeah, that you had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So except for the R8, but it's beautiful. It's awesome. I must say, and I think you need to earn it to be able to say this. But after 5 minutes, or not 5 minutes, we drove for like 4 hours with the car. But after 5 minutes, it really gets, or let's say after 2 hours, you get used to it. So imagine you purchasing that thing. Your entire life, you've worked every day,
Like 80 years old.
sweat and tea. This is everything you've dreamed of. You purchase this car, and you realize what. You feel exactly the same, That's what it is.
That's why I think it's good to have experiences early.
You need to do it. Now I know. Riding in a Porsche, awesome. I love it. But it's basically just an ego play. Unless you're a pure car fanatic and you love the engine parts and fine. But you buying that car for an ego play, to stroke your ego. And that is fair enough. It's not good or bad. It's just you must call it for what it is. You love it when you parking the car and you're sitting in a coffee shop across the road and you're seeing people taking pictures of your car. Why? I actually spoke to Nick about this yesterday. Because it's the hard work that no one saw that's now realized in a
Revealed,
physical
basically.
form, and people are admiring the physical form of your hard work. So it's basically just hard work that no one saw that they can see now and that people are admiring. So you basically just love it when people admire your hard work.
Yeah. But like, imagine you go your entire life, work extremely hard, and no one knows.
Yeah, that is terrible.
But like,
But also,
then you know
it's like,
though, you
and
know.
then a good paradigm to break is, well, why do people need to know?
Because you don't feel like your opinion is highly enough.
Is good enough.
Yeah.
And so that might be in and of itself something to work on.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing.
Because I drove in the car, great car. If I could have the car, I would take it. Don't get me wrong. If I had 100 million, I would buy myself one. But if I only had 4 million, I'm not going to use half of it to purchase it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a priority. So I absolutely think it's a good idea to experience these things when you're young so that you are able to set yourself up for the right goals.
Yeah.
Andro always says, you don't want to get to the end of your life and realize you've got good at the wrong thing.
That's when you need to experiment a lot, especially when you're young.
Mad scientist.
Yeah.
Mad scientist.
You need to experiment when you're young, so you can remove the things that are not worthwhile and stick to the things that you actually know will provide you with fulfillment, happiness, whatever your goal is. Because when you do that when you're old, you realize you just worked hard your entire life for a thing that doesn't even provide you with the fulfillment that you thought it would. And that's a complete waste of your life. So, and even when you're young, it's like you need to take the most risk ever because you have no responsibilities. So even by not taking a risk, you've taken the biggest risk ever. Literally, by not taking a risk, you've taken a bigger risk than taking a risk.
I agree with
Hopefully
that.
that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot out there in life, A lot of people get caught up in the rat race of, that's also cliche, but the rat race of I need more money because money equals or is the purchasing power for the thing that you're looking for, like freedom or time or, but there's
as well.
a lot of things that you are technically trading off for that money in the process that you maybe shouldn't, and that's something that you must keep in mind. Like spend time with good friends and good people and family and go to church and experience that entire concept and listen to good music, or be in nature. I'm making my money also through my production side of my business, like shooting podcasts, stuff like this for people. Big passion of mine is taking photos. Every single day I've been here, I've been taking 500 photos of like coffee mugs and stuff. Like I just love that. It is. I don't know what it is. It's capturing that moments that I know no one will ever see probably, and just having it. And for me, that's I enjoy that. I enjoy. I've been going to church recently. That's something that's a big part of my life now, is going to church and spending time with my girlfriend. Something I enjoy a lot. And I need to cultivate my. This is cultivating new friends. Like this is also good. Like I enjoy spending time with friends. And some of my friends at home as well. And this is what life is. It's this. This is what it is. And then the means to have this is to make the money to be able to live this.
Yeah.
And that's what
And it's
people
not that
trade it
difficult, yeah. It's not that difficult. It's simple but not easy.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's
it's like
good.
pretty simple, but it's not easy. That's why I see only like 1% of people do it. If it was easy, like 50% of people probably
That's
would do
good.
it. You know?
Yeah. Because, it's simple in the sense of solve rich people's problems, create a solution to their problem, just do it. You know? Like, it's simple, but it's not easy because now you need to do it. There's a lot of systems in place. And this is also good. Like, courses and coaching and business coaching and stuff like that. Like, let's say, for example, Andro. He already walked the walk, he already experienced things. So if you want to do, for example, or live the life that Andro lives, it makes sense to me to give him money and he gives you the way and the solution to do it. That's all you're doing. How many courses have you purchased in the past year?
I've spent over $25,000 on education.
Dollars, boys. This is 500,000 Rand. You're thinking your engineer degree.
And you think like maybe buying a steak is like for your health. No, I would rather go with the Steers burger. But like the return on investment on health and education is like tenfold.
That is literally everything. Health and education is literally that's literally, in fact, it all comes down to education. Actually, it all comes down to education and implementation.
That's the 3 biggest regrets. Is like, well, I would add health as well, but like your career or your education, your career and the person you marry. I would add your health in that as well.
What's the difference between education and career? Would you say like just the lack of knowledge?
Education is the school system basically.
Oh.
Or like the wrong education.
Okay. Yeah.
And then career, like the job you're doing, the person you marry, and I would add health in there as well. But that probably ties into education.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's all about the education, and people regret that the most. So and what are most people going through? The traditional one. So there's your culprit, yeah.
There's your culprit.
Yeah, because if everyone is doing something, it's probably not the best idea to do. Like groupthink, following the crowd, that kind of stuff. If everyone's doing it, it's gonna saturate instantly. Let's say everyone has a degree. That degree is useless, 0, because everyone has it. It's like, in Fortnite, the Renegade Raider is valuable because like only one guy has it, But it was put in the shop everyone bought it, it's not valuable anymore.
The thing that gives it the value is the scarcity.
Seen.
That's what it is. People value a good physical body not because it looks good and aesthetic. Fair enough. Maybe it's just us thinking. If you go to a tribe in Africa, they value people with like big bellies, you know, like fat people, because food is very difficult to get there. So you'll see kings and stuff that's fat. Like back in the day, like in the 1400s, kings were the fattest people because that's a sign of wealth, and that was valuable to them because it was the scarcest.
Now in a stage of excess,
it's
food,
excess. We
shredded
have
is like
easy
the
to get now shredded. It's so difficult to get it shredded, and not really to get shredded, to maintain that and to be healthy, and that's why it's valuable, because it's not easy. If everyone was shredded, it won't be valuable because everyone has it, and the contrast is in that side.
I think that ties in well to the beginning as well, to become more valuable. To become more valuable, do things that other people aren't willing to do, or that's difficult for others. Like, you know, it's easy to get fat, so probably get jacked. You know, it's difficult to get rich, so probably get rich. Then you become more valuable, you know, quote unquote.
You want to wrap it up?
Getting
in like
nasty
20 or
tan
15?
session in here.
Yeah,
So
because we got the glasses on, I might be burning. I don't know. We'll see.
it's like to
But
wrap it up, yeah, it's this view is absolutely insane. Like you need to experience this at least in your life. Like, why are you going through this life experiencing the least amount of, you know, just not going through experiences, you know? Like there's the entire map to explore, and you're just stuck in that one, you know, in your area for your entire life. It's obviously important for a period, like a stage, to get your foundations right and all that, to start flourishing, right? But like as soon as you've made enough money, I would definitely start exploring a bit and explore the map, because it will open up your mind to new possibilities, new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things that will ultimately just provide you with more growth in the long term.
I think that's good. I think two quick things. I think first of all, I think it's very important to control the inputs in your life, and that might be the things that you listen to, the people you surround yourself
product
with,
of your information,
networks.
yeah?
Control your inputs, read the right books, listen to the right things, surround yourself with the right people, because business will come out of that. And not just business, everything, your entire life is based off of the inputs that you know and that you listen to. And sometimes the inputs might not be the things that you listen to, but just to stop listening to some things, you know? Maybe don't even listen to new things. Just stop listening to some things. And that also comes down to the lonely factor, because then you come to a point where, okay, then you realize, oh, wait, your entire life you're only listening to stupid shit. And then when you take that away, you realize, oh, there's nothing left. And you need to create an entire new life.
And also don't relate to the other people who you've done.
And that's exactly what that is, you know.
And then you're lonely, basically.
And then you're lonely.
For a while.
But then, I mean, it took him, a year, or me exactly the same time. And like, look where we are now. It's like, you need to go through, that's a hero's journey. And along the way, hopefully you'll meet someone like Andro or whatever that you can stick with, or any of these boys, and then you just make it after a year.
People want like, oh, what's the step by step? It's like, no, like you'll just make it.
Go to the gym. I promise you, if you want to know where to start, go to the gym. The more I constantly went to the gym, the more money I made. That's sort of how that happened. And then
a lot of people say that, like, oh, I got fit and jacked, and then
I got
after
rich.
like 2 years, I'm like rich. I'm like, what happened? Yeah.
And then secondly,
you build up skills.
Yeah. And then secondly, the last one is that, and it sounds also super cliche, but like, bro, this is possible. Like, you can sit here as well. You know, this is not. We're not crazy smart people or anything. We just
not at all. Yeah.
Like what? I obviously know I'm blessed every single day. That's also something to take into consideration. I made a post on Instagram like 2 days ago. It said you must have faith, you must take action, and you must be grateful. I think that's good.
Yeah.
And I think if you can act something like that, you must be humble as well, because I think by having faith, you affirm something, and you must see it to believe it. And when you see something, you are able to take action out of that place, because now you actually know what's needed. And then you do some analyzation, what you need to do, what does this guy need or whatever. Then you take action. And then after taking the action and believing it with faith, then you'll get results with time, you know. And then you just need to obviously be humble, and that will just increase the chance of you making more, because people will work more with you. And grateful to operate out of a place of abundance. And to, every day wake up with, like Andro said, 50-50. Like, be grateful for what you have. appreciate the things, love what you're doing, and then work harder for more. And that's what it is.
Keep me hanging. That's right.
All right, thanks, boys.